Alright, so today's podcast episode is actually going to be about coaching. And this is how I set up a daily routine for each and every one of my clients in just a few minutes. I'll see you inside. The first thing that I do when an individual comes to me asking for help with a health and fitness related goal is to set up a daily routine with specific goals and habits that they can just check off every single day. At the end of each day, the goal is to have each box checked. Then they simply check in with me in the morning, often in the form of screenshotting their notes from the previous day, and we just keep stacking forward progress until we hit the nearest goal. The list of goals typically include a strength training goal, a step goal, a bedtime goal, a meal structure goal, and a water intake goal. No matter what the final goal is, the best way that I have found to get there is winning each and every day by checking off the boxes. The best way I can demonstrate this is with an example, so I will describe the conversation I recently had with my mother, my number one client. Alright, so the goal was weight loss, and the roadblock right now is snacking, overeating, and under-exercising. So, within a few minutes, we came to a few agreements and we set up these goals. Goal number one is eating between the hours of 11 a.m. and 9 p.m. This allows us to reduce the time we spend eating, making reducing food intake easier. She was typically waking up and with her coffee was having a lot of creamer and Slim Fast powder. So instead, I simply just recommended that we remove the Slim Fast and the creamer and stick to black coffee and water until 11 a.m. Additionally, snacking for her typically occurs late at night, so she decided to have a large meal around 8 a.m. so she is full until she goes to bed. Alright, goal number two is simply structuring meals and eating proper meals. We've removed snacking, and since we are choosing to fast, I want her to have very nutrient and protein dense meals. Each meal should have at least one quality source of protein. She likes Greek yogurt for lunch and some sort of animal protein for dinner. Along with that protein, I just tell her I want her to eat as many fruits and vegetables as she can fit in her stomach during those two meals, so she's getting an abundance of vitamins and minerals. Now, there are a few notes for this one. An important note is that everyone who comes to me has the same meal structure. The only thing that changes is the number of meals they eat depending on their goal. I would like to eat more often if we're trying to build muscle, and eating fewer meals just as a way of reducing energy intake if we're trying to lose fat. Then, anyone who does structured workouts such as weight training, cycling, a long walk, or a HIIT workout will replace the vegetables in their meal with a high quality source of carbohydrates like potatoes. They'll do this in the meals either before. Then anyone who does structured workouts such as weight training, cycling, long walks, or a HIIT workout will take the meal either before their workout, after their workout, or both depending on the goal, and remove the vegetable and replace it with a high quality source of carbohydrates. My favorite source is white potatoes and sweet potatoes. I like potatoes simply because of their vitamin A content, potassium, and their copper content. An interesting side note, I actually put a meal of just potatoes and eggs into a micronutrient calculator. And in under 2,500 calories, you can hit all of your daily recommended intakes with just eggs and potatoes for all of the micronutrients. I thought that was absolutely fascinating, and it simply shows you how much micronutrients are in eggs and potatoes and how diverse it actually is. Alright, let's get back to our goals. The last thing I will mention here is that this meal structure is a perfect reference for someone when they go out to eat. Even if you go out to eat every single day, you can simply use the meal structure of a protein, fruit, and vegetables to make a healthy and nutritious meal wherever you are. For example, my mother said she is going out to dinner tonight, so I recommended a steak, double vegetables, and some fruit, and she was very excited. Alright, goal number 3 is get 8 hours of sleep. I do not care when you get it, but make sure you are asleep for 8 hours. And I say asleep for 8 hours, so this may actually take between 8.5 and 9 hours in bed, depending on your sleep latency. Your sleep latency is just how long it takes you to fall asleep. On the document I give everyone, I also provide them with a multitude of tricks that I have found to improve sleep quality and their general ability to fall asleep on time. My favorites are an eye mask and earplugs and taking magnesium glycinate close to bedtime. Goal number 4 is the step goal. Depending on the person's lifestyle, a step goal could range between 8,000 and 15,000 steps a day, and any additional steps are just a bonus. My mother aims for at least 8,500 every day, and the more the merrier. Alright, now we're moving on to goal number 5, the strength training goal. I actually recommend that people do some sort of resistance training every single day of the week. The thing that varies is going to be the intensity, duration, and structure of this training. And this doesn't have to be a structured weight training workout every day, but let's say on a rest day you do some air squats, push-ups, and other plyometrics that help you stay active throughout the day. For my mother, we decided that since she does not have a gym membership and does not have any interest in getting one, she's going to try to simply spread exercise snacks throughout the day to get in some sort of strength training. These include push-ups, squats, lunges, arm circles, and planks as often as possible throughout the day, with a daily minimum that she needs to do to check off this goal. And like the steps, the more the merrier. The final goal, goal number 6, is water intake. For the most part, a lot of people benefit from just drinking more water. It can help with digestion, and a lot of times it can help with hunger. You may have heard before that oftentimes you're not hungry, you're actually just thirsty. I can't tell you how much each and every person needs to drink because it's very individual. For example, my mother typically drinks a lot of water. However, I have other individuals I am helping who only drink 2 small water bottles a day. My recommendations to them are much different than my mom, who's already drinking enough water. When trying to increase someone's water intake, the best way I have found to do so is to figure out what they are drinking currently and just add 8 ounces. That is just half of one of those little water bottles that you get at the grocery store. When that 8 ounces begins to feel easy, we can just add another 8 ounces and progress the water until they're drinking enough for good digestion and good hydration. Alright, well, that's the outline, and once we have a clear outline of the small wins we're shooting for every single day, it becomes a game to see how many days in a row you can fill out your daily to-do list. And obviously, there are constantly things that are changing and adapting due to your circumstances, but I think this to-do list is a great way to get started and actually reach your goals fairly quickly without even feeling like it's a task. Alright, well, that is my 2 cents, and I hope it's helpful for your goals or if you're helping other people. And I hope you tune in next episode. Thank you so much for listening.